Raptors obliterate the Boston Celtics 111-91. And that's a little bit closer than it was before they took out their starters. This Raptor team came to play. They only gave up 91 points to the Celtics. The best defensive team in the NBA. One of the best road teams in the NBA. And you hold them to 40% shooting from the field and only 91 points. The Raptors, they do their job on the defensive end and they let their offense come to them. They move the ball, 28 assists in this game, and they knock down their shots. That was the key, right? If you get your looks, are you knocking them down? Well, today, 50% shooting, 40 of 80, 47% from three, the magic number of 10 threes, bang, 17 threes, 17 for 36, 82% from the line, 14 of 17. I mean, unbelievable. And let's kind of break how this game went down, right? You know what the Boston Celtics are. They're a team that's unbelievable at coming back. You saw that against the Portland Trail Blazers in the last game. They were stuck 16 at the half. They find a way to come back, and on the buzzer beater by Al Horford. That was that. However, tonight, you're not at TD Garden. You're at the Air Canada Center. You're facing the Raptors, not the Blazers. And the Raptors had a bigger lead at the half. Let's break this puppy down a little bit. So, the first quarter, it was 22-18 after the first. Kind of a weird one. Neither team was really knocking down a ton of shots. Nobody had that big run, right? The Raptors had a little run and were up 6. Then it went down to 2. It wasn't a big run. However, the Raptors had the last punch, 22-18 after 1. That's okay, but you're playing their game, their defensive game. Not in the second quarter, though. Bench comes out, and holy smokes, do they take over. Only giving up 19 points to the Celtics in that second quarter. Ridiculous job by the bench. Siakam, Van Vliet, DeLon Wright, Jakob Poeltl, CJ Miles as well. They did a fantastic job all over the place defensively, causing turnovers, causing havoc, not letting any of their guys breathe, except for Terry Rozier, who had an unbelievable night, but he was coming off the bench and Kyrie was starting. Obviously, Kyrie and Morris coming back from their injuries, so that was that as well. And the Raptors win that quarter by 17, and they're up 21 at the half. However, the Celtics were down by 16 to the Blazers and came back and won that game. The Raptors cannot sit back against the Celtics. And what do they do in the second quarter? Nothing changes. Raptors hold them to 23 points. We only scored 25. However, you won the third quarter. You're up 23 after 3 quarters. That's pretty much the game. You were -3 in the fourth quarter, but at that point, it doesn't really matter. The starters sat for the entire fourth. Your bench did your job, and you come away with the victory. Now, coming into this game, we were like, okay, this team has been horrific when it comes to giving up offensive boards. Last game against the Celtics in Boston, we got obliterated on the offensive glass. Today, the Raptors, I understand they gave up 9 in total and only got 5. However, I do it again, however, I don't know what I'm doing with that kind of stuff. It just kind of happens. The Raptors do not give up an offensive rebound until the 9.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Through the first 3 quarters and the first 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter, they give up nothing. The intensity. I understand JV didn't have a big night, but you saw him getting in there, grabbing every loose ball. Serge Ibaka, you already know Siakam and Poeltl are going to give you absolute mayhem on the glass. They did their job. Everybody was crashing the glass. It was great to see. You're contesting their shot, and then bang, you bang right to the glass, get your rebound, you go on the court. You didn't let them get any big offensive rebounds and to trigger a 3. I know the Raptors had a few of those, and those were daggers for the Celtics. They only gave up 5, but we made them capitalize, or we capitalized on those 5. You look at the defense, the Raptors did also 10-3 in steals, 5-3 in blocks. We had 15 turnovers. That's a little bit of an iffy number. However, the Raptors did an unbelievable job on the defensive end against the Celtics. I mean, can you say anything else about what this team did today? The offense was cooking. They made this best defense not look very good. In the first quarter, yeah, their defense looked very good. The Raptors had a tough time shooting the ball. It was Kyle and DeMar trying to get their shot going. They couldn't. And then the rest of the way, it was the entire team getting the shots to go and getting great looks, moving the ball beautifully. Now, like I said, JV and Serge Ibaka didn't get 10. They got 10 points combined. However, they combined for 13 rebounds. And Serge Ibaka plus 7 on the floor. JV plus 11. Serge Ibaka, he was 4 or 5 from the field as well, 80%. Didn't take a 3. He didn't need to take a 3. He didn't force a 3. He didn't force any shots. If he didn't see a shot that he liked, he moved the ball. That's what you got to do. 8 points, 5 boards, and an assist for Serge. OG, 4 points, 4 boards. I think he played great defense against Tatum. JV, 2.7 rebounds. And the big one in this game, my MVP in this game, Kyle Lowry. This guy, percentage-wise, 46%, 6 of 13 shooting. That's okay. I'll take that from Kyle. But what happened here was he established early this team's three-point shot. You look at the first, 2 or 3 possessions of the game, he knocked down 2 threes. At one point, he was 2 of 2 from 3 to start the game. Get him hot, gets the rest of the team going. Kyle Lowry ends the game 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, 2 steals. Like I said, 6 of 13 shooting. But the thing I love about Kyle, 6 of 11 from three-point range, plus 12 on the floor. DeMar DeRozan, guys, as much as he didn't get the points he usually does, 15 points, 3 boards, 6 assists, 6 of 17 shooting, and 2 of 6 from 3, plus 11 on the floor. And I remember one play. I don't remember exactly who it was against. It might have been Rozier. I think it was Rozier. The defense on the perimeter by DeRozan, not letting that guy breathe at all. Let him lose the ball, get it back, kick it to somebody. They tried to feed it back to him, and Lowry's up there stealing the ball. Raptors come down the floor, and they get 2 of their own. The defense, the active hands, their feet were moving. And in transition, where the Raptors are so good, they were unbelievable in the game. And you can't forget about the bench. Let's run through this real quick. Freddie VanVleet with 10, DeLon with 14, Siakam with 6, Pearl with 4, CJ Miles with 20. Yeah, 20, 6 of 8 shooting, 5 of 7 from 3, plus 16 on the floor. Pirtle plus 16 on the floor. Siakam plus 13. Van Vliet plus 17. The team got the job done. And I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget 8 dimes for Fred VanVleet. And for DeLon Wright, 14 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 4 steals. The bench was all over the place. The starters did their job. They were all plus 5s above that. And the bench, they did an unbelievable job today. The Raptors got the job done. They outplayed the Celtics. They out-hustled the Celtics. And they literally outplayed them the entire game. We were waiting for that one counterpunch that the Celtics had. And at one point it was a 5 or 7-0 run, but that was about it. And the Raptors counterpunched with a 5-7-0 run of their own. Unbelievable. I've said unbelievable a lot in this video because it is. The way this team is so inconsistent, but they're back and forth. They play a stupid game against the Grizzlies where they can't shoot the ball, and then today they shoot the lights out. Next up for the Raptors, though, they play Thursday night at home, still on their homestand, as they're taking on the New York Knicks. Quite possibly, be without Kristaps Porzingis. Really rough-looking injury, or I'll say injury right now in that game tonight. I think it was against Milwaukee. I mean, he looked rough there. If he doesn't play, it's a must-win for the Raptors. Even if he does play, it's a must-win. 7:30 tip-off at the Air Canada Center. Raptors look to win 4 in a row. They look to, Boston plays Washington that night, so that's not going to be an easy game for them. We win, they lose. You know what that means. Tied atop of the Eastern Conference with 2 games in hand. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and man, if you guys enjoyed this game, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. Who's your player of the game in this one? Would you give it to Kyle? Would you give it to CJ with 20? I want to hear what you guys have to say, but boy, this whole team played like a team today. They were fantastic. They were fantastic on every end of the floor. Credits to the Raptors for playing their hearts out, and as of right now, the biggest game of the season. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Leafs edition. They're at home taking on the Nashville Predators, the red hot and unbelievable. There it is again, Nashville Predators at the Air Canada Center, and as for the Raptors, like we said, at the Air Canada Center Thursday night, 7:30 tip-off. Raps look to win their 4th straight game and continue on a roll against the division rival New York Knicks. We'll talk to you guys then.